Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Small Engine Velocity, and today is the fourth episode of the Yamaha Zuma 158cc big bore kit. Since I'm recording this after I've already done all the work, I can tell you that we're going to go do the piston rings, we're gonna do the timing chain, we're gonna do the valve lash, and then after that, we're gonna just put everything back together in a time lapse, because I realize now I'm trying to put a lot in one video, but I guarantee you at the end of this video you will get a test start on it. Not a test ride yet, but a test start. So before we begin, let's go ahead and roll that intro. So first things first, let's go ahead and walk into the piston rings. I ran into some issues with the piston rings, not necessarily the piston rings, but just the procedure to put the piston rings in. You'll see, I didn't edit all the mistakes, so you should kind of see. Now, if you're using this as a how-to video, which is not its intention, please watch the whole thing first before you actually do action on the things that I did, because some of the things I did was wrong initially. So, let's go ahead and cut to that footage. So first things first, I have my iPad telling me what rings go in what order and where the gaps go from this guide right here. So I slid the piston out of the cylinder from its pre-packaged area. That's the exhaust. And then we got our cool package of rings. Da, 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 da. We got a thick ring, another ring, and these two that go around the little squiggly gasket that goes here on the bottom. So I guess I'll put this one on first, I suppose, since it's easy. Okay, squiggly ring is in, then non-squiggly, skinny, goes on top of the existing squiggly ring. All right. The other squiggly ring. I like how it says SD on here. That's new. I haven't seen that before. Alright, I guess I shouldn't go from the bottom. This goes on the other side of the crinkly. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Trying to find the old piston. I believe the darker one goes on the top with the words facing up, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Let me make sure. Piston, okay. Okay, so let's put this in the second slot, and then the last one on the top. So A, oh my gosh, why does it have to be so hard? A wants 45 degree, okay. B, 90 degrees from there. Over here, the opposite side. C, upper oil ring rail. A, B, C. Oh my gosh, how do you even see this? Give me a second, I'm gonna do this. I need more light and the camera's in my way. Okay, so the exhaust side faces down. Okay, E, exhaust. This is, hold on. Okay, so here's the head. Onto here. How dumb do you have to be not to know that the exhaust is on the bottom? But I just needed to get the orientation. But I should know the orientation easily because the chiming chain tensioner's right here. So okay, it's time to get some assembly lube, which I hate this stuff. It's terrible. Never dries. It's sticky and slippery. I guess that's the whole point. But all over the place. There we go. All over the place. Probably should be a little more generous with this, but I really don't like it. Then we'll go to the bottom side. Make sure it's good here. And then right here, intake side, exhaust face the bottom. Bottom of the piston goes this way. So let's try to start working this in. This is not gonna be easy. Maybe I should go this way. Definitely the way to go. I never had luck putting this together. And now I have a camera in front of my face trying to do it at the same time. So yeah, where's the opening? Let's do it this way. How about that? This is the part that always gives me trouble. It is not an intuitive process. Let me get this on. All right, that was a pain in the butt getting it in there. So exhaust side, correct. So I got the piston in. So now what's gonna happen is when I slide the head down, oh, hold on, you're too close. Now what's gonna happen is when I slide the head down, I can put it on here and then pull the chain through. But first I need to, well, I already did. I cleaned the surface right here from the old gasket, and then I need to put the new gasket. But I already did that earlier today while it was still sunny outside, so let's cut to that real quick. So I learned this in the 2-stroke days, that this copper spray is good for the heat transfer and sealing of the head gasket, not the head gasket, the cylinder gasket that goes on the bottom. So I'm just gonna, man, it's moving too much. Stop moving. There you go. I'll do a light coat without spraying my freaking hand. Like this. Trying not to spray my camera lens. There we go. Turn it around so I don't spray my camera lens. And I will do about 3 coats of this stuff right here, because that's what I've always done, and it worked out well in the 2-stroke and the GY6. It's gonna work out well here. So this is the thicker of the 2 gaskets. I read in the thing, he said, in the instructions, he said the thick one was too thick and said it was, the compression was too high. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead, line the chain through, get the gasket through. Last time I did this, I put the piston on the ring, on the rod already. And what that sucked about that was that when I pushed the gasket through with all the copper on it, I was scared to get copper on the thing, so we're good there. We're gonna open the new wrist pin and the new G-clips, which these are actually G-clips compared to the C-clips on the old one. So let's start trying to put this together, hoping that it won't be a disastrous result. Okay, there. Let me move the camera. So we'll push this down gently here. Make sure we get the chain through also. I mean, I guess I can always get the chain later. Yeah, I'll get the chain later. Put this down. Oh no, my piston's not out far enough. Try not to jack up the rings that I literally just got in. It took forever. Oh, you know what? I forgot the guide. Oh no, the guide goes on this side. Yeah, the guide goes on this side. You know what? I just looked at the old piston, and the silver one's on the top and the black one's on the bottom. So I know I've got most of this together, but I'm gonna go ahead and change that and come back. All right, so that was 30 minutes that you didn't have to watch. Let's put this, let's try to get this pin through. Something tells me something's not straight. Oh no! Does it need a tapping or something? Nope. It's just straight up not lined up right. So it does slide through easily, but the tolerances are so tight. There we go. No. Okay, good. All right. Great. It's in. I just need the clips. I remember this being hard last time too. Can I move that over just a little bit out of my way? Put one end in. Oh, I had it in. I just didn't have the wrist pin was too far through and it didn't catch. I put it too far in. There we go. Twist, twist, twist. Push this back part in. Come on, come on. You too good for your home. There you go, it's in the groove. I'm gonna turn the G part away from the notch. Push the clip until it gets the wrist pin. There you go. All right, now I'm gonna do the other side, but I'm gonna not make you guys go through that torture. All right, so I need the chain. Oh, I thought I stopped it. All right, so I need the chain, and I just lost my rings. I'll be back again. All right, that worked. I had to take it off and reseat the rings again, but now I can go back down. Get this in, make sure the chain isn't weird. What am I having trouble with? I'm hitting something. Oh, it's the chain. Let's bind it up on the bottom. I knew it. I think I can try to smash it and jack the chain all up. All right, there. There. And now I got all the goo coming out from here. Great, perfect, wonderful. Okay, so next is, right, the head and the head gasket. So head gasket needs no sealing, goes this way, pull the chain through, put the guide thingy on the bottom, great. And then the head, I don't feel like moving the camera, but I'm moving it to get, I'm wiping it down to get any dirt that may be underneath here. So this is the timing chain side. This has to go through. Oh my gosh. This valve, this 4-valve head is heavy. And there, make sure I get the chain fed up to the top. Make sure the chain isn't bound and drop it. Come on. Oh, you know what? This is backwards. The bottom chain guide I forgot to put. I put in backwards, not forgot to put. Terrible if I forgot to put it somewhere. All right, now let's do this again. Head, chain. There we go. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We got the head. You got the cylinder. Okay, let's review. Gasket, cylinder, piston, piston rings, head gasket, valves. The chain is pulled through. Uh-oh. Okay, there you go. So the chain tensioner is all the way up to the front. Okay, anyways, yeah. So then copper, 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 copper. Where's the other nut? No missing nut. For some reason, it's on the end of the magnet. Whatever. Why you gotta make me angry? Then there's 2 bolts down here. I'm not tightening anything down all the way, I'm just threading it all the way down. Because I think I can torque spec this down. I think that all that's really left is for me to get the timing chain on right. So let's go find the torque specs for this real quick. All right, so I found in the book right here that this is 1 in tightening order. 1, 2, 3, 4, top bolt here, 5, bottom bolt 6. These are 15.9, and then the ones over here are 8.7. So we're gonna go ahead and set a regular torque wrench this time. We're gonna go to 15.9, 15.9, 15.9, 12 millimeter socket. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, not all the way yet. All right, time to torque. Not torquing yet. I'm just getting them all tight again, because that was scary. Torquing stuff down is scary. It really is. Okay, so let's go back again, especially when it's a push. 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh man, and then we got 8.7 on these two on the side. Talk about stressful. Like every time I do torque stuff, it's super stressful. So here's 5, 6, 7, 8.7, somewhere between here, okay. And it's an Allen wrench. I'm gonna need the round one. That's not a good thing. All right, need an extension, 5, 6. So this top one is 5. Let's tighten them up, snug them up. 5, 6. So this begins the beginning of putting it all back together. Got the gasket, the cylinder, the piston, the rings, the gasket, the guide, the head, the chain. The chain is through, the guide is on top. I need to put it in top dead center. Put the gear on. I need to get a pick. I don't have any pick right now. Someone told me a pick is what I need here. All right, so let's take a break and do this and pick this back up again tomorrow. So now I'm at the part where you have to put the cam in, and when you put the cam in, it's supposed to line up with a slot on here so that you have, and then there's an arrow that points here that should point to this peak right here, right? That's what you're supposed to do. But whenever you put the cam in, like for example now, it's too far facing down, and it's a pain in the butt to get all of this in here because you got the guide on the top, the guide on the bottom, and there is no room to fit your fingers in here. You think there is, but there isn't. So it was recommended by someone to put a pick, get a pick, and that's what I did. And it's probably, I've tried this twice now, and it's worked out really well so far. So this is gonna be a time lapse because this is gonna take forever, and I kind of want you to get the gist of how hard this is to do. So I'm gonna take it back out and get the gear off again, which it took me forever to get it. So you gotta get each little tooth, and you gotta pick the teeth off, and then take it out, and then guess at how much more I have to turn it. You know, I probably should mark the teeth. That would probably help me. All right, I'll do that on the next one. Anyways, time to time lapse. Well, that was a pain in the butt. So I ended up scratching a mark and then using the blue marker to mark the, let's see if I can get a light in there. You can see the scratch, and then, right, hold on. I put a scratch right here, and then there's the blue one I marked with the blue marker. So I moved it over one tooth eventually and got it. I tried to use marker on both sides, but I was getting an inaccurate where the marker was writing, so the scratch worked. But it's in there now, so now I need to torque this down to whatever spec it needs to be. And then I can work on, let's see, next I can do the valve lash on both sides, then put the covers back on, put this cover back on this side. Oh, I need to do the chain tensioner. I hope the chain tensioner doesn't change any of this timing that I got going on here. Let me put that in. So for now, I'm just gonna put the bolts in for the timing chain tensioner. Oh, wait. Super harness. Da, 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 da. Nice and easy, nice and easy. And of course, now that I have the throttle body in place, I can't use my Allen wrench in here. Oh, can I? Oh, nope. I really like this timing chain tensioner. It stretches out and it stays stretched out to whatever it's supposed to be. So it looks like the timing chain tensioner is 6.2. 6.2 and there. Whoa! And then this little spring that goes in here that pushes that thing down. This one is 5.4 foot-pounds of torque. Let's find that. This one's 5.4. There we go. Timing tensioner in place. Now the hard part on this one is I don't have anything to hold the thing down. So this is set to 27 foot-pounds, which I have no idea how I'm gonna get 27 foot-pounds on here. So let me figure that out. All right, 21 achieved. I stuck a piece of wood in front of the fan blade and it was enough to get me to get 21 in here. So I guess I could close this up with, I don't know what this is, some kind of breather cover or something, I'm sure. So these look like, what, 8mm? And this is 5.1 foot-pounds of torque. Okay. Next is the valve shim. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put this around the bottom. I don't know why it's here. You know, I'm gonna put it on. I didn't torque this down yet on the top. And the only reason I want to put it in there is because it was there before. I know, it's just a dumb piece of foam, but it had a reason. So I'm gonna put it in here. Maybe that reason's lost to me now, but or will never be found. And I'll never be able to thread it. There we go. I'm not tightening the other half of the throttle body yet because there's a bracket that goes here. So we'll leave that alone. So next is the valve lash, and I'm gonna take a break. So I went ahead off camera. I set the intake on here. I'm pretty sure there's a million videos on how to set the valve lash on here, on the bottom and the top. The top was 0.12 and the bottom is 0.14, I believe. I could be wrong. I'll put a manual link on the link below. So now it's time to put the covers back on. So I got the covers for it. I like the idea of this cover, but it's kind of seems like it's necessary because you don't really have a way of taking off the valve cover and seeing the whole cam and everything inside of here. So this is supposed to be 5.1. Good. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the bottom. Quick note, there was a piece that went underneath the screw on top of the gear that locks in. I guess it has something to do with this piece on top of it. I took all this back apart and then I put the cap on, then I retorqued the screw that held the sprocket and then put these back on. I don't want anyone who watches this who's done this before say, oh, he forgot that. No, it's in here. I just forgot to put it in there. But it is in there now. Well, there it is. It's not on there yet, but it is getting very close to being back on the bike again. So instead of cutting it off here, I think I'm gonna make this an extra long video and we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted back on. and maybe even possibly a test start. I'm not guaranteeing anything, so keep watching the video, but I may get a test start in on this. So we're just gonna go and have to do a little bit of movie magic, and I will see you in just a moment. All right, I wanna break in here real quick a little bit. I went ahead and mounted the motor on, and I didn't realize that I didn't put the plastics on the motor for the ventilation to go over and blow over it. I was told that I didn't really need that, but I wanna put it back on anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So it's the next day, and I realized in my sleep, like I literally dreamt this, that I forgot to do stuff with the fuel injector. I almost started assembling the motor without putting in the new, larger fuel injector that's supposed to work with this kit. So let's go ahead and do those steps for that part. All right, so the battery was low already, so I have it on the jump start mode. I did a few test cranks to make sure nothing was binding up, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. Plug it in, turn it on. I hear the fuel pump. Oh. There we go. Okay, so it sounds like it's running, but the idle is really low. I have to hold it a little bit. I wonder if it needs to warm up or something. Nope. Let's try it again. Yeah. Oh no, the battery's falling out. Okay, so the battery was just hanging there, and now things are falling all over the place, so I'm just going to let it idle. All right, so there you go. It sounds like it's working. Success. Yay! So the next step, whoa, before I fall over. The next step is to, I'm just gonna let it idle. I'm gonna read the instructions as far as the break-in process, and and then we'll go ahead and follow that. So let's go ahead and shut this off and move to the next part. All right, looking good. This is farther than I thought I would get on just the 4th episode of this video, but I kind of got roped into the excitement of something new to put together, and you know, just something I haven't done before, because when I did the GY6, I've done that before, once before. The first time obviously was exciting. But anyways, so the next video we'll do the final put together, and then we'll go ahead and do a test ride, some impressions and stuff like that to see how well it worked out for me. But if you liked what you saw, do me a favor and subscribe. Click that bell if you want to see future videos in this series and any other video that I make. Anyways, thanks. I'll see you the next time.